But
what happens when you have too much sex? Like,
you can't get it up. I can only get it up 10, 12 times.
A year,
a night, a year.
You use Bluetooth.
How do you want to start?
We're starting off with Russell Brand.
Well, I mean, we're trying to
Who
put
the
it.
fuck's Russell Brand?
Oh God! Oh, I don't know.
Does he make a living?
He does.
Yeah,
he's pretty successful.
He's an actor. We had him on the show last week.
How do you define success? At what level? How much of a living does he make?
I define success in two ways: financially and happiness.
Well, I don't use happiness. I just money's not the only thing in the world, but it's the only thing anybody keeps track of.
What about views on YouTube?
Yeah, true.
Well, I missed this social media revolution up until 5 years ago when a guy named Brian Rose from London Real TV interviewed me, and it went viral. And so then I realized, fuck, I missed something here. And then I started doing more podcasts, i.e. I'm here. And I started putting all my material. I don't sell anything. All my stuff's free on YouTube for free and on my website for free. But I was ready to pack it in 5 years ago.
Can I preface and introduce A, the show, and then B, you our guest?
I was going to say that.
We usually bring our guests on. So guys, first off, welcome back to
Is this the
Impaulsive.
audience?
Yes. This is
Well, actually, the audience is actually sitting inside that small box that man's controlling with his hand.
This is One Director on it.
One Direction.
Oh, Direction. Okay.
Shout out Harry Styles. Welcome back to Impaulsive, the #1 podcast in the world. Thank you guys for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. We love you, as you know. And our guest today, he's known as the $1 trillion man, and for good reason, because he crushed it in the oil market in the 80s and 90s. He's an investment genius, and today he's one of the best high-performance business coaches in the entire world with a Google-verified net worth of $450 million.
Wow.
I don't know if that's true. And if that's not enough, he lives in a goddamn castle. Woo! It's Dan Peña.
Thank you.
Hit the lights, Danny.
Thank you.
Danny's not here. So here's the backstory. Here's why we're a little discombobulated. We made we made our billionaire wait 45 minutes.
Well, why?
Well, because Dylan, you confirmed 1
take the
p.m.
blame.
yesterday.
Just take the blame.
You did.
No.
Look,
Yeah.
I'll fall on the sword, and I'm not in the blame game, but there is proof in the pudding.
So it was. I had 3 p.m. on my schedule, and I was mid workout.
Same.
And I was.
Well,
I had 3 p.m. on my
I can
schedule.
give you.
Oh.
I can give you. You
You got hard copy or something?
he
He got a hard copy of his schedule today? Is this what billionaires do? This is amazing.
Wait a second. 6 p.m. Dress up like the Monopoly man on Hollywood. What the fuck? How is that possible? Hold on.
Wow, this is okay. I see the difference between someone like you and someone like us now that I'm
God
looking at this
dang.
paper with a very detailed description. Let's see what we made you late for. Hotel drinks with Zayden. Zayden, we are so sorry.
He's one of my not teenage. He's 22-year-old multimillionaires.
And we're making him wait because I was working.
No,
out.
actually, no. From here, I'm going to go to pick up my wife back at the hotel. Then we're going to go pick up our oldest son. Then take him to a trust meeting of trustees of my trust. And so anyway, we got time. Let's roll.
Okay, cool.
By the way, you know what a B-roll is in making movies? Some of
Yeah.
you are aspiring actors, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
The B-roll was invented about 100 years ago by Louis B. Mayer, and it was the bimbo roll. Because they said we're going to take shots in the B-roll so they could casting couch fuck
Yeah.
them, and the B-roll nobody ever saw the B-roll. And to today they still call it the B-roll. We're going to take shots with the B-roll. But
The casting couch has
Correct.
changed a little bit. Since
casting
then.
couch is alive and well.
Oh, it's great. I'm
Yeah,
a huge fan.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. We use B-roll every day. So for anyone listening, B-roll is the footage you see maybe during the exposition that is just maybe like a slow motion shot or a different shot of something that's not happening.
But that's not how it
during the-
started.
Interesting.
The B-roll
bimbo
so
roll.
they could get the gals on the couch.
Do you have $450 million? Is that number right?
Oh,
I
no.
feel like you have a lot more than that.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
going to say. But also, the reason he's on the show really is not because of his bankroll. It's because, or his B-roll. It's because he's eccentric.
We like your personality a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Well,
You're an eccentric
you're in the
billionaire.
few. You're in the few.
No,
Not the
impossible.
many.
What do you stand for? 3 things.
As long as it's legal, moral, and ethical, and morality and ethics swing in the wind. So you've got to be where there's a rule of law. In other words, if somebody fucks you, cheats you, you have to be able to sue them.
But-
There are certain places in the world that they have laws, but the courts are all rigged, like Russia, like India, in my opinion.
Yep.
Since you are in the world of money, though, isn't that hard, especially legally and morally?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I've been able to do it. There are guys that have made it legit, but it is hard. It's very hard. And I was telling one of the guys earlier that I spoke at the University of Pennsylvania a couple weeks ago, and I did my research, and it's $80,000 a year to go there, just tuition, not room and board. 4 times 80 is $320,000. And the average salary that a University of Pennsylvania, arguably one of the best schools in the country, gets when they get out is $67,000 a year. Oh, so it makes no sense. I mean, and that's why there's so much student debt. But I give a talk called Wealth, Risk, Reward, Not, meaning the way to get wealthy that your parents or your grandparents were taught doesn't exist anymore. Yet they're still teaching the old systems in all the schools. You used to work 40 years at AT&T and get a watch, not as nice as this watch, and a pension to live off of. Well, now you don't get a watch and you don't get a pension that you can live off of.
You might get the watch. The
Well,
pension.
yeah, but a
definitely.
Timex watch.
Yeah.
Or,
What watch is that?
yeah, pardon? It's a petite antique.
That's a Patek?
Yeah,
Patek
Shut
Philippe.
up. Really?
yeah.
What's the?
It's a pocket watch?
Couple $100,000.
Never met anyone with a pocket watch, an actual pocket watch.
We had Aaron Carter on the show
Yeah.
once. You know Aaron Carter? He brought some bling as
Yeah,
well.
he just gave us this bullshit, and it's fake.
Dude, you can have it.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not going to give you anything, so don't worry.
Well, you've given us your time.
Yes, I have.
Which we've
So let's roll.
extremely
We're rolling.
misused.
This is B-roll. Can I?
Is this
This is real. It's happening. Can
Okay.
I ask you a question?
Mhm.
All that money, how? How did you make it? Did
Yeah.
you start with zero?
No,
Did you
I
get a
started
small
in East-
loan of
I
$1
started
million?
in East LA.
Wow.
About 25 miles from here. As you come out of Los Angeles past Stadium Way, Dodger Stadium, on the right is a place called BH Boyle Heights. It's the Mexican Beverly Hills. That's where I came to after when I was born at the end of World War II. And my dad was a cop. He made $142 a month, and I got in a lot of trouble. Been arrested several times, in jail. The last time I was arrested was assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer.
What was going on
in
there?
1977. So I was already successful, but I was crazy. I was 31 years old and thought I was Cassius Clay or Muhammad Ali at that time.
What
I
did
thought
you,
it was pretty
Yeah,
tough.
what
what did
happened?
you do?
No, I was drunk. All my incarcerations are alcohol related.
That's something. I mean, note that. That's part of the reason we're actually sober right now, 2020. We noticed that when we don't drink, how crazy is this? When we don't drink, our life is exponentially better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you
weird.
boozing, You boozing now? I mean, even right
yeah.
now? Yeah.
My favorite part of the night is 2 double dirty martinis.
Do you drink it all today so far?
No, that's a little early for me.
Well, it's 7 p.m. somewhere.
I know. I realize that.
Anyways,
be
wait,
5
what did you
p.m.
do? to
I
the
also have
officer?
never done drugs. I had my first marijuana cookie about a year ago in Amsterdam. One of my Dutch partners and my wife went out shopping. They came back with this big cookie. And so I got a Diet Coke and I chewed some of it. And I said, fuck, that tastes really good. Even the Coke tastes better. Now, it must be my imagination. So then we went out to dinner that night and I must have eaten 10,000 calories. I couldn't get enough food down my throat because the food tasted so fucking good.
Yeah.
And then I realized, and my wife and my partner were laughing and giggling because I just kept, I need more bread and butter. I need more of this. So that's the only drug I've ever done is one marijuana cookie.
Yeah, but that's no joke. Those edibles can really fuck you
Yeah.
up. Like that's it. You just notice you're extra hungry because like when I do edibles, I can't really speak. I get stuck like this, like temporary paralysis situation.
I can see you with paralysis very easily.
currently.
Yeah, currently. I mean, you got a crazy look in your eye. You got that psycho. You got that Charlie Manson look in your eye.
I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. I haven't assaulted one police officer, so far so
Okay,
good.
Okay.
It's a good start.
Well, that you've had a sheltered life, I guess.
It's because that man right there.
He provided.
What's good, Dad?
I taught you how to get away.
Yeah, it's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
Would you say you're the Dan Bilzerian of the stock and bonds world?
Or
I
would you
don't
say
know who
that
that
you're
is.
the Dan Peña of your
Would you
world?
say-
I don't know who that is.
How did you make your money?
Most of the names you've mentioned, I've never heard of.
Who have you heard of?
None of these guys that you're talking about. This jerk comedian. I don't.
Russell Brand.
Okay.
No, he just it's only because we're trying to title a Russell Brand episode and we were brainstorming here and it's part of the reason we were late. We're so sorry.
No, this is
I feel-
funny
I feel
because
bad.
he actually has a similar attitude as like a lot of like people from
And that's not alcohol. That's just water. or something.
water.
Nope. This is vodka. 80 proof.
Oh, 80 proof. Okay. I had 22. Last time I was in Los Angeles, you remind me of the kids. I had 22 meetings, showbiz meetings. All 22 meetings, I asked for coffee. Half of they didn't even have coffee. They had to go to send out to Starbucks to get me a fucking coffee. They had herbal tea, which I think is like piss water, and they were all drinking water like this. Not one single person had a tea or a coffee in the 22 meetings I had with kids about your age.
Yeah, young people drinking less and less coffee. That's a lie. I drink coffee all the time, but we don't know how to make it if our assistant Danny isn't here.
Do you think kids are helpless nowadays?
Yeah, they feel entitled and they're worthless. They're not just helpless, worthless.
How did that happen? Why is that?
Parents before his generation, the one before that, fucked everybody up.
Grandpa Bob? Your dad.
Look, I was one of the few people in our city. My kids growing up, they'd be working, I'd go. They'd be bitching, I'd go, fucking life, get the fuck over it.
Correct.
Keep going. And now they're the two most successful kids around because when all the other kids were being spoiled little suck-ass bitches,
Correct.
mine were working.
Yeah.
That's GP.
Wait.
One of the questions I ask when I speak is, how many have kids? Half of them raise their hand. I say, how many would want your kids to turn out like you? Nobody raises their hand.
No way.
Okay, yeah.
No
how many
way.
of your would you want your kids to turn out like your parents? Nobody raises their hand. I say, well, who in the family? I got a grandfather. I got a I heard about a great grandfather had some balls. I call people snowflakes because they melt under pressure. Now you're all giggling and laughing, but when you're giggling, would be giggling and laughing when they're going to repossess your house, when they're going to take your car away from you, when your kids go to jail for drugs. This generation, the last generation and a half, melt under pressure. They can't take the heat anymore.
What's the solution? Does it start with parenting?
No, there is no solution. We're beyond it. The world's fucked.
Whoa! The question I always ask.
Someone admits it.
Fucking answer.
The world's
I have
fucked.
been asking this question for ages.
There is no way back. There's no way back. We've been fucked for 40, 50 years.
Oh, wow.
No.
A dystopian on the show.
Yeah,
This is
I mean,
incredible,
forget about
dude.
it.
We just had the opposite in Russell Brand. He thinks the world is made of rainbows, Skittles,
No,
small horses.
No, he said, what did he say? You said, are we fucked? And he said,
Oh.
no, I think we're.
Going to be. We have to be to get better, I think he said. So maybe you ain't that far off from Russell
Okay,
Brand.
Elon Musk and Jeff and Sir Richard want to die on the way to Mars. They use the excuse that we should be a two-planet species. That's because the species on this planet is fucked. And it's not about climate change, none of that. That's not where we're fucked. We're fucked because we have kids that come to the seminar, and when I talk to universities, how many kids have never been spanked? Almost the whole audience raises their hand.
Whoa,
how many
really?
kids have never been in a fist fight on the school grounds? Okay, or have been? Nobody raises their hand. I mean, we have kids that have never been yelled at, never been disciplined.
Yeah, but is discipline through physical action?
Yes.
Violence, is that the
Spare the rod, spoil the child. Woo! Yeah, beat him like a fucking rented mule.
We both had the shit beat out of us. Me probably even worse.
Well,
but
you
then-
know,
but
your
then-
dad is biased, but I wouldn't consider either one of you successful. You haven't done shit. You haven't done dick.
Fuck.
Or the standards are so low for you that people think you did dick.
Yeah, I think
Well,
that's.
hold on. Let's hold on. Let's walk.
I'll
Is this
take
a
B-roll or are we?
No.
Are we
This is
rolling?
good.
We're
This is
rolling.
good. But
We've
let's-
been rolling.
But let's
I
walk.
can do this show fucking all day, all night.
I love this.
But let's walk it back. I mean, give us
Best guest ever.
give us a metric for success.
Yeah.
That you're measuring us on.
Well, my book that I wrote, Your First 100 Million, is the hardest to make.
That's hard.
That's pretty close.
No, your first 100 million, that's in your pocket. I'm not talking about YouTube fucking
shit.
revenue shit. I mean, money in your pocket.
We're a little low.
You get
low.
paid. Why would anybody pay to see this? I don't understand.
At what point are you just shitting
Pay
on
to see
it?
this show?
Yeah. Any show.
No, it is.
No one pays to see
Any
this
show.
show.
Any
No,
fucking
it's a
show.
free show. The fuck would we pay to
Because
see
they have
this
no
shit?
standards.
I started fucking only sixes and up. I mean, cut me some slack.
Yeah,
dude. I have standards.
at what point is it just like you have to accept that like the sevens are the universal number to go with? Like we're a 7 out of 10.
7.
You fuck sevens.
Dude, you're telling me you never
I
fucked a
fucked
5?
twos.
Oh, God. So how are you gonna come on and tell us?
My generation, I got more ass than a toilet seat at a bus station.
God dang it.
My generation doesn't know what a condom looks like. And the only time you get laid is with a fucking condom.
Well, that's up for debate. Can I just tell you that I love you? I'm
Okay.
sorry, dude.
Same.
Like,
My kids will be embarrassed that I'm on this show.
No.
Why?
I have
Why?
a 33-year-old daughter, a 38-year-old son, and a 39-year-old son. And they say, why do you go on those podcasts, Dad? I said, because I want my material to reach as many people as I can. Okay. And they say, You're not making any money. No, nobody's offered to pay me for any of these. If you're supposed to get paid, I'm certainly not getting paid. And I give all my stuff away free. And the kids, now I have 200,000 kids on YouTube. 18 months ago, I had 2,000.
You're blowing up.
Well, because I'm now trying to engage with the meatheads and watch this shit.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
You next up.
But nobody, full disclosure, I knew President Trump in a different light. President Trump's not going to see me on this fucking thing.
Oh, you might.
Well, I'm going to ask him. Next time I haven't talked to him in 25 years, full disclosure.
Why? What's going on? How, you guys had a falling
because
out?
in his previous life and my previous life, we shared the same lawyers. Okay.
Oh, shit.
So I would bump into him at Christmas functions and stuff like that. But he's 100 times tougher than he is on TV.
Really?
You have no idea how tough he is. I mean, in my opinion, this is one man's opinion, Mr. President, these assholes that are trying to impeach him will pay the fucking price.
Whoa. Seems like a threat.
It is a threat.
Oh, shit.
It is a threat.
Do you ever have any beef with Trump? You ever
No.
get in a fight with him?
No.
No fist fights?
No.
No schoolyard?
No.
But
No.
All right, so you're blowing. I want to get back a little bit. So you're
Okay.
blowing up. You're blowing up on YouTube. Would you say you're the David Dobrik of the Monopoly?
I don't know.
Of the Monopoly board.
I don't know who the hell he is.
Stop with the references.
All right, fine. Who's a good Would you say that we're the next Abbott and Costello?
Oh, yeah, that's a better ananalogy.
Is it-
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro! Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, but you're a better Three Stooges. Where's the third guy?
Dude, Evan, he's upstairs. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you make your fucking money, Dan? I need to know. We can't be losers forever. Was it night shift merch? Probably not.
No, it's again, money's not everything. It's the only thing anybody keeps track of. But it was either I was going to go to, I got arrested 5 times and I got in a lot of trouble. And so I volunteered to go into the Army in 1966. And in their infinite wisdom, the Congress of the United States deemed me an officer and a gentleman. I went to OCS, became an officer, and my life changed. It turned me around. I became an officer, a leader of men.
Did you go to NAM?
No, didn't go to NAM. I was
Do you have shin splints?
Huh?
Did you have shin splints?
No, I don't have shin splints.
I do.
But I went to NATO. I was
Horrible.
at NATO headquarters in Germany. Not in Germany, actually Brussels, but I was stationed in Germany. But I now have artificial knees.
Oh, Mike's been thinking about getting those.
I want an
Artificial
artificial
shoulders.
ankle, but I got to tell you, Dan. Every time I ask you how you make money, you say you got in a lot of trouble and you like the Army.
Yeah.
I need a fucking answer.
Okay, I made the money. I went into the oil business. I went to investment banking. I went to Bear Stearns on Wall Street firm. And I saw meatheads, kind of like you, making tens of millions of dollars. They couldn't wipe my ass. They wanted to sweat off my balls. I left Wall Street firm and I went in the oil business. And the rest is more or less history.
Have you been screaming at people?
I talk to bankers like this. I talk to,
Holy shit!
The very first picture on Google, you looking just fired up.
Have you ever?
That's me. People think that I take cocaine or something, but I don't. This is my personality. I'm high on life.
Have you ever eaten someone's soul?
No, I ate a guy's nose off once.
What the?
What'd you say? Just now?
I hit the guy in the Adam's apple like this, like you're supposed to, and I bit his nose off.
Okay, I see what's happening. He's actually Hannibal Lecter from
Yes,
the Sheep movie.
Silence of the
Anthony
Lambs.
Hopkins is a
Lambs.
little me. He's a little me. He looks like me. But
Holy
he's small.
shit!
Are they not identical? Eating
They're
people's
exactly
noses
the
and
same
whatnot?
person.
I see.
People that watch the show, they like to learn how to become.
When I go
rich.
in the audience, I normally say, "Give me 10 snowflakes here. I'll kick your ass all at the same time."
You still fighting people even
Yeah.
with the artificial shoulders and knees?
Yeah, I am. There's certain things worth dying for, and I still believe in a few of them. And there's certain things that you just got to punch the fucker in the mouth
What's
or
worth
die trying.
What's worth dying for?
We have a test on my site. The question says, "What would you do if someone spit in your mother's face?" Now, just wait, chill out in a second here. And there's 3 or 4 answers, but the most used answer by the kids that take the test, and we have tens of thousands of kids that have taken the test, I would try to ascertain his state of mind that day. I would try to ascertain the state of mind.
Like if he's on drugs or
Oh yeah,
having a bad day
cut
or
him
something?
some slack. And my generation, if I didn't have a pipe or a brick, I'd find something to beat him to death.
Absolutely.
To death?
Yeah, to death.
Yeesh. But what about all your money and all
I bet
the
your
work,
nose
hard
comes
work
off
you-
easy.
Mine?
Yep.
Want to find out?
Don't ask for something you might not like.
Oh my God.
Am I about to fight a billionaire? No, I don't want to fight you.
Okay.
But
The last time I physically hit anybody is probably 10 years ago.
No, that's good because you have a lot to lose. You have a lot
I
to
know.
lose.
But there's some things worth going to jail for.
Really though?
My integrity, my pride, my wife's pride.
Can I ask you something? Is there a chance that through some miracle you just like became a billionaire? Or
Tough. I wish I would. If I had it to do over again, I'd marry it.
I'm just saying you talk like a person who should be in jail.
Well, I was.
That's true. That's
Let's be honest. You could basically eat anyone's. You ain't going back to jail anytime soon.
Well,
you could
yeah,
go out on Fifth Ave right now with a machine gun,
now this
and
guy
you ain't going to jail.
This guy sounds like an unindicted co-conspirator, and he got a better lawyer, so he was unindicted co-conspirator. You didn't have a good lawyer because your dad decided not to pony up any money if he has any, and so you went to jail. Okay, that's the difference. When you have a lot of money, I'm not promoting doing illegal things. But if you have a lot of money, you're better off than poor people. That's just life.
It's the reason I didn't go to jail when I was doing my shit.
Yeah.
I had great lawyers.
Yeah.
Great white
you
lawyers.
serious?
Absolutely. I had great white lawyers. Every time I fucking needed to get out of something, I put all my money up and I walked away.
I wonder if the race part of that will get cut.
No, of course not. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Wait.
But I think that's
hold on.
acknowledging white privilege.
Let me finish this. It's a fact, and it is 100% a fact that what does he say in the Kanye song? Who gets more time than Brandon? Jerome gets more time than Brandon. It's a fact, a sad fact of life. Do you think there's a socio-economic divide in this country? And do you think that young black boys are getting more time in jail than white men? Oh shit!
I don't know the stats, but probably so. Probably so.
I would also assume, but
Do you think that's fucked up?
Yeah, I know it's fucked up, but it's what life is, and I don't believe one man can make a difference.
So how do you make a difference? Is it
I make a difference.
Is it a
what about
collective of brilliant minds?
Over $1 trillion with meatheads, just very similar to you. And if they want to go save the fucking world, that's fine.
What about Martin Luther King?
Well, he was a great man. We just celebrated his.
You don't think his statements
Well,
changed the world?
he was probably too militant for me, but
But did him as one man change the world?
No, I don't believe it did. It got Obama to be president, though. So in that regard, he did change the world. But I mean, Gandhi, Christ, Moses, Buddha, Martin Luther King, they all wound up dead young.
So did Jim Morrison, Mac Miller.
I don't know those people.
Fucking
Yeah, you
Morrison,
gotta stop.
isn't he a rocker?
He was.
Yeah, he's a rocker.
He coked out or
The
something,
Doors.
right?
Yeah, he's a little fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like earlier you said we're fucked, and then it sounds like your message, what you're trying to spread in your program, is a group of people who are capable of saving the world. So which one is it? Is it what do we have to do?
The kids don't lack the want or desire. They lack leadership, and they lack teachers, mentors, coaches, whatever you want to call it. And that's what I am. I'm a financial coach. I concentrate on teaching kids the same way I did it with no money from 3 to 7 years, creating generational wealth, which would normally be created over 20, 25 years. So we create tens of millions. I have teenagers flying around in their own jet, multimillionaire teenagers. His only asset, Josh Kim, was his 15-speed bicycle. I didn't know they had 15-speed bicycles. And we've created a lot of money. We've gone from teenage multimillionaires to the largest transaction in recorded history, which is $500 billion, the Neom, city of the future that Saudi Arabia is putting up in the middle of almost all Saudi Arabia's desert, but in the middle of an adjacent desert. And I've got everything in between. I have CEOs of Fortune 20 companies. We've got politicians. I have not a knack, but I have a will to dig past one layer of the onion to see if they're worth a shit or not. But most kids, and I call you all kids because I'm either old enough to be your father or grandfather, most kids are worthless pieces of shit. They should not have been born. They should have rolled down their mama's fat leg.
I gotta ask you this question. You just mentioned a lot of things, especially a $500 billion transaction. I gotta ask you this.
I've got the brain as big as the planet. I'm super smart.
Well, let me ask you this: if you're so smart, you're a little short on the dollar side yourself. I think we've had a couple of billionaires on the show that would say you're.
I stopped that because I found it easy. I made $500 million in 6 or 7 years. I found it easy, and so I stopped and I started coaching in 1993.
But why did you start coaching? Like, why do you care?
Well, no. I taught university first 1 year, and that was a worthless experience for me. I taught a whole year for $1, where I went to school right near here, Cal State Northridge. I graduated.
Nice.
I was on the 8-year program, but I spent 4 years in the middle in the military. But it took me 8 years from high school to when I graduated in 1971. And I found it easy because it is easy. But the kids all think, not all, but almost all think there's a secret sauce to the billionaire.
Like a cheat code.
Yeah, but there isn't a secret sauce.
Right.
Fortunately for me, there is no compressed algorithm for 50 years of experience.
Then how do you turn $60,000 to $65 million
'Cause
in 100
'cause he
days?
did it.
In 100 days.
No, because
I
in
did it.
100 days.
Yeah, because I took back in those days, and this is why I'm called a financial wizard, is that was no law in the world on any major stock exchange that you could not take an option to buy public.
Right.
And so I took a $60,000 option on oil and gas properties in the DJ Basin, which is basically Wyoming, public on the London Stock Exchange, and I turned it into 65 million pounds, which is $100 million in 1 day.
You took an option
Okay,
public.
let's say I give you $100,000. I'll come back and buy this house for $10 million in a year. $100,000 is the option.
Yep.
You give me 12 months.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Understand? Well, I just did that on a big oil deal. Same thing. And when we did it, nobody had ever done it before, but it wasn't illegal. So then I did it in Amsterdam a few months later, and then they stopped it. It's called the Peña rule now.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
SEC?
Yeah, SEC and all the governing bodies of the stock exchanges around the world came up with what they call a Peña because they don't know I have a tilde over the end. And you can't do that anymore. So you can't take options public. You actually have to own what you take public on a stock exchange.
Well,
but in those days, and you would have thought somebody would have figured that out. Stock exchanges have been around since 1535 when the Amsterdam founded the first burst for the tulip bulbs. They took public back in those days. But I came up and I called the top of the Bitcoin market, December 2017. I said, sell. It was $19,800.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody listened to me.
Of course.
I called the top of the oil market in the summer of 2014 when oil was $126. A few people listened to me, not many though. I've called a lot of markets.
Too bad you didn't call the 2008 market. You could have saved GP some money.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
for
the
sure.
2008. Well, the 2008 market. My methodology works better in a down market than in an up market.
Right.
So my kids didn't get hurt. We made money.
So you win when the market's up, market's down. You just win, right? What about
because we're not using our money. The two biggest levers we have in life are OPM, other people's money, and other people's leverage.
So you
for them to
do
do it.
you hedge or what?
No, I don't hedge, but you can almost every deal can be 100%
Safe.
funded by conventional commercial banks.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody asks because you've been led down the rows like lemmings. Well, the loan to value is 60% or the loan to value is 80%. You got to come up with 20 or 40% cash equity. Well, that's not, there's a jillion banks. You haven't asked enough banks. And you're 2,000 cold calls away from being a multimillionaire. And it's all free on my site.
Wow.
I don't sell anything.
Wow.
And the reason I started giving it away free, somebody came to me about 10 years ago and with a copy of one of our products. And this is from Torrent. I said, what's Torrent? And then they explained to me that they steal shit.
Steal shit, yeah.
And I said, you mean all my shit's on Torrent? He said, yeah. Give it away free now. We can cut out 11 employees customer service because when we sold the stuff. So we went from the most expensive product online to zero. And I just filled up 1,000 people in London a few days ago, which I did charge for that. But I used to give this seminar for free at the LAX airport.
How is that possible?
Well, I did in the midnight because I don't need the money. I haven't had to work in 35 years. We put 800-900 kids in the Heathrow Airport at one of the big convention centers. And then they'd complain about the food. And the vegan shit was just starting. I mean, we don't have a vegan alternative. Fuck you. Yeah, you're not going to get one, you fucking piece of shit. Okay. But I used to I got awards from the PBS for doing all this goody two-shoe shit. I got a bunch of awards. In fact, that looks like I've got 10 or 12 Telly Awards. See that little statue there?
Oh, yeah. This is
I
for the
got
night
10 or
shift.
12 Telly Awards.
That look just like that?
Which is like the half-ass Oscar.
2,000 cold calls away from being a multimillionaire.
Yes, sir.
Is that for
Following the 7 steps that are on my site.
Is that and using traditional banking money potentially
Correct.
or credit?
Not your money.
Is that only for people who have credit, assets? Like how do
No,
you get?
no.
My question for you is how do you get to the starting line? Everybody's there right now.
No. Starting out, you build a dream team around you.
So is your success dependent on your team a lot of times in this life?
Well, in the beginning, I tell everybody going to healthcare. Healthcare is hot. Okay. People my age don't want to die, and so they're spending more and more money.
Yep.
19.5 cents of every dollar spent in America is spent on healthcare. Call it 20 cents. And it's because my generation is getting older and older. If you're born today or 2019, you're going to live between 92 and 93 years old. Okay. Ooh. When I was born, you were only going to live till 60 something. Yeah. So the kids have an opportunity, but it's the emotional sacrifices. We have 2 bank accounts in life. We have an emotional bank account. We have a financial bank account. Most of you have been taught about the financial bank account that you need to use to get into deals. You need to have an emotional bank account. You got to man up. You got to have a pair. Okay. In the military, they say, sound up like you had a pair, Peña. Okay. And that resonated with me.
Yeah.
Because I used to have a squeaky voice. Don't have that anymore. And my wife says, because I've been yelling for 45 years, maybe that's why I don't have a squeaky voice anymore. But it's all there. But we don't tell the kids that there's a secret sauce. We don't tell them that there's a shortcut. When you tell the average kid that's never sold anything, you're 2,000 cold calls away from being a multimillionaire. Oh, I guess I don't want to do that bad. Do I have to work on the weekends?
I hear you, by the way, and I believe you because I see a lot.
Are you part owner of the Dodgers?
I'm not. I just wear this hat partially because my hair is thinning and also because I just really like LA. It's kind of become a thing for me, but now I'm creating a hat of my own that looks just like this and I'm going to sell. Okay. So I maybe take a little percentage of your drive, but I haven't quite cracked the code. Have you done anything with Regulation A+, Reg A+, Jobs Act stuff? Like what's the next?
No, you mean the set aside for minorities?
No, not that. Let's put it this way. What's the next cheat code on the market? What's the next thing that's going to get Peña acted?
Well, the thing that's hottest on the market right now is cybersecurity, artificial intelligence.
Elon Musk said the same thing.
Silly.
Elon Musk gave the same advice.
It's just, crazy money.
Yeah. I mean, crazy money. But the easiest thing on the market is healthcare. For that, just based on the stat I gave you earlier, and home health, assisted living. Nobody wants to. In my day, you brought your parents in, they died at your house. Okay. Yep. Now they spend between, if you're in Alabama, $450 a month. If you're in New York City, $35,000 a month to put your parents in a home.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. And the margins are big, and that's where the kids are making most of the money.
So what can Karen in Wichita, Kansas, who's watching the show right now, what can she do to get in? How you doing, Karen?
Okay.
What can she do to get into that market?
Okay.
To play on
Look at my website. Everything's free. Look at the steps, follow the steps, and build a dream team around you, which means a chairman, a CEO, a couple industry experts, an in-house lawyer, in-house accountant. Use the leverage of you getting, and you're not paying any of these people anything. They're there. Whew, just follow the scripts are there. Okay. And then you go find a Big Four accounting firm, hire them. But you're not hiring them. You're going to utilize their services on a delayed fee basis, meaning the same model as the private equity firms use, delayed fee basis. And then you go find a big time law firm to do the same. And so you got no money nothing out of your pocket because you don't have anything. I assume you come to me with zero.
Why would I
in this room? I'm pretty close to that. You come to zero.
Why would someone go work for Karen in Kansas? Hi, Karen.
Because she will point to the examples I have on the website that Jane from Mississippi, bumfuck Mississippi, came here and is now worth $8 million 4.5 years later.
And so these people will work as the team for revenue share?
Correct. Equity share, not revenue.
Sorry. Oh, okay, wait. So just equity, no cash?
No. They get cash, but not salaries. You pay bonuses and give free founders equity.
Commission-based.
No, it's not commission. It's you do a $5 million acquisition and you overfinance it for $500,000. You, the main person, keeps $200,000, and then you split $300,000 between all those people I just said: chairman, CEO.
What do you think of that plan?
we'll talk to him more about it, but I'll be honest, we're tactical at this point. We're down in the dirt.
We're down in the
what do you-
dirt.
what do you
I was
wanna-
gonna ask this. I
well,
guess
I mean, there's no barrier to entry to have a podcast.
that's true.
No, I mean, any fucking monkey on the street can have one.
Anything on the internet, anything.
I know, I understand that.
Which is why I mean, yeah, I'm a fucking random
That's the
kid
good
from
news and the
Cleveland,
bad
Ohio.
news, though.
Yeah.
The good news is you can, if you come up with an innovative idea, come up with an idea, a product or service that changes 1 billion lives, i.e., Facebook, and you will be an instant billionaire.
Or if you want to be a creator, become the idea.
Well, I haven't met any of those. I've heard about them.
I mean, you
But I haven't-
you met us.
Yeah, well, you're a little short on the billion.
Fucking A.
I feel like we're well on our way. We just found out about drop shipping. That should be a pretty exciting. That should get us
Ecom,
there.
We're working on a couple other items
You
in
mean-
certain industries. What are
But
your thoughts on
1999, Jeff of Amazon fame
Yeah,
didn't have a
Bezos.
pot
Jeff
to piss
Levin?
in or a window to throw it out of. He had nothing.
Yeah.
He had 2 employees, and there's a story which is the truth. They were on their knees packaging shit,
Yeah.
and their knees were getting roughed up because of the cement. And the junior employee said, we could get knee pads. And that was the first acquisition they made for Amazon, was buying 3 pairs of knee pads so they didn't have to be on their knees packing the shit on the ground. And now look at him. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
he's changed retail. He's changed a lot more than just retail.
I don't believe that you make the majority of your money off of your course. Is that true?
No, I don't make any money.
none.
So then why? Okay, because you come on the show, you're a hard ass. It's very clear that you've
You want to beat the shit out of
yes,
everyone.
yes.
Yeah, I'm aggressive.
and you are aggressive. But
They say I'm the last living alpha male on the planet.
It could be true. It totally could be true. Yeah, we got Greg.
Okay.
You're standing in the room with Greg Paul.
Okay, so there's 2 of us.
Well, I mean,
that
shit.
man will fucking
I'll be
kill a
honest.
bear with his
I'll be
bare
honest.
hands.
If we got 2 alpha males in the room, I mean, that pretty much puts us at a place where we need to figure that out.
In
yeah?
a coliseum, gladiator
with
style.
an audience and a couple lions. I mean,
A couple of pussies.
yeah, maybe not. Speaking of pussies,
Well, hold on. I'm not
By
done.
the way, 98% of all high performance people in the world are introverts.
Are you an introvert?
Fuck no. 98%. Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett,
Yeah.
Bill Gates, and Elon Musk are all introverts.
Yeah.
Yep.
98%. And the 2% that are, they're not alphas. There's only maybe a tenth or a quarter of a percent that are psycho alphas.
Are they betas or are they alpha betas?
There's betas too. But a beta is better than a snowflake, but not, in my judgment, as good as a alpha male.
Yeah, alpha definitely does not equal success.
No.
it just
No,
equals it just equals angry.
No. I just think like aggro
but angry
intensity.
and doing something about it.
Yeah.
Pent up anger just gives you a heart attack.
Wait, okay. So
Yeah,
what I'm
facts.
trying to say is this: like, I can't tell if this is you in real life or if this is like your character or your brand.
No, this is me, and this is how I talk to everybody.
That's him, dude.
Okay,
That's
so
I can
then-
empty out a restaurant in 60 seconds.
Why?
Every fucking customer in that restaurant. Because I go psycho.
Well, I mean, I think anyone
Without
could
a
do
gun.
that. I think I could do that.
Well, no,
Anyone who
you'd yell bomb or something like. I go out. It's time to leave, asshole. You too, bitch. Time to leave.
I don't know if that's such a good thing.
Yeah, see, especially you ever
Why
tried
would
that
you
in
wanna do
you ever
that?
tried that in downtown
Why are you
LA?
bragging?
Well, no, I've tried. I learned how to do it in East LA, the body where I come from.
Yeah. But also, like, why are you doing that to
Why-
Gertrude?
why-
She's just
No,
trying to eat her
I'm
tuna melt.
I'm just saying. I mean, there's not many people who can, without saying bomb or on fire or something like that, can empty out a restaurant.
This attitude is working successfully in a deal and maybe not successfully.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I'm rumored to have choked people at closings, and
Can you confirm
I will never
or
neither.
deny?
I will neither confirm nor deny. But there are people that are still around that say that I drug bankers.
Well,
investment bankers by
they're
the-
still around because you didn't choke them hard enough.
No, well, no, I did, but they were unconscious. I should have choked harder. So that's why. That's why though. If my first punch is into the Adam's apple, then I bite their nose off.
I can't do this.
Can you
I think, yo, mark this moment. Impulsive is peaking right now. We cannot beat this.
Can you say hello to Jed for us? He's the guy that's going to watch us and make sure this is legal for this to go on.
Okay.
You watch porn?
No.
Yeah, you got.
Is it free?
Well, let me tell you.
On Pornhub,
Let me
if
tell
you
you
get
something really
premium.
quick, Dan. It's $100 billion annual
No, I
industry.
know. I have people rolling up whorehouses as a roll up.
Wait, not poor.
No, whorehouse.
Oh, whorehouses.
Whorehouses. By the way, the 3 best credits the United States Banking Association deemed Dentists paid their bills the best. Escorts from escort services
Yep,
paid their
yep.
bills second best.
We know some.
And veterinarians paid their bills third best.
Yeah.
And then everybody else also rans.
It says here you joined with the CIA to overthrow the hostile foreign government.
So, oh,
Correct.
wait, I'm sorry. What's that?
That's what it says. It says here join with CIA to overthrow hostile foreign government.
True. Yeah.
And you have these courses where, like, essentially what it sounds like is like you're helping people either achieve their goals, make money, be happy, whatever it is.
I'm helping.
Are you a good person?
No. Selfishly, when I started, I wanted to be the greatest of all time wealth creator.
The great.
You
wanted to create people who could create wealth.
And so I'm doing it through the meatheads, which I don't care if they live or die.
Fucking A.
Yeah. Okay.
You've
I'm doing it
activated-
through the meatheads, and and I am. Nobody else talks about numbers in my business because nobody else has created any numbers.
Have you ever read the 48 Laws of Power?
No, I don't read books
It's not. It's
That makes me happy. That makes me really happy. Why do you not read books?
because they're mostly horseshit.
I don't read books either.
Yeah, I don't-
Semi for
I don't
that
either.
reason.
I'm writing.
I have
one.
a problem. I have a problem digesting
Read
information
your
from someone who
first
maybe I
100
don't
million.
know.
That's the only book I've written. It's third edition. Your first 100 million, and it tells my story from East LA through me making my first 100 million.
Your first 100 million is the hardest to make,
It's the hardest.
but also that's
I
like,
think I think they said the first million.
well, he said 100 million.
Now we went to where my mom used to live, not too far from here, just when she passed away. And the house she bought for $13,000 is now probably $500,000. So I mean, $1 million isn't what it used to be. I mean,
Yeah.
Are you an egomaniac?
some people say, but I don't think I am.
Sociopath?
Yeah,
Psychopath?
yeah,
Maniac?
yeah.
Okay.
Sociopath?
No. I have known a few nymphomaniacs, and most of those stories are true about them.
Nymphomaniac. Yo, yeah. I was just
You
gonna say
can
that-
have too much sex. C-A-N.
you can.
I never
Facts.
thought that as a young guy. But,
What happens when you have too much sex? Like what?
well,
what's
you can't get it up. I can only get it up 10, 12 times,
A year?
a night. A year.
You use Bluetooth?
Did you say Bluetooth?
Bluetooth.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a dick pill.
Isn't it Bluetooth the thing you put in your
That's
ear?
Bluetooth. I'm talking about Blue Chew, our sponsor. And you just
No.
show, dude?
Okay.
I,
Give me some of it free. I'll try it.
I kind of want to introduce him to Riley.
oh my God.
The average male testosterone. How many guys are near? You're near 26, aren't you? More or less.
Yeah, pretty much.
26 is when your testosterone production peaks out,
Yes.
and it goes down from 26 to 70. At 70, I'm supposed to have no testosterone, zero.
But
Okay, no, but the average for a 26-year-old is between 300 and 800. 800 is high. 300 is you can't get it up. Last time I was checked, and I get checked 3 or 4 times a year. Mine was 1,800,
What in the
1,800.
fuck
That
is
is
going
And
so
it's been
high.
as high as 2,500.
why?
Yeah, no.
Are you
I'm
doing?
not.
Are you doing
Do I
testosterone
look
shots?
okay?
Are you doing T shots?
You take
Huh?
T-shots?
No. I pole vault to the bathroom when I get up in the morning.
What?
with
Pole vault.
your penis.
Yeah. I mean, on a good day, it takes me about 2 jumps, and I'm there. On a bad day, 3. At 74.
That's you have a massive penis.
So 2,500 on the T scale. You know
I
they
mean,
say
think
at,
about the logistics of that.
you know they say at 2,650 your dick actually explodes, right? Or implodes.
Be
Well,
careful.
Come to think of it, it was a little painful that day. But anyway, yeah.
Do you have a wife?
Absolutely.
Oh, poor girl.
Yeah.
Are you faithful?
Yes, I am.
Are you faithful?
Yes, I am.
Are you faithful?
Yes, I am. Sally, I'm faithful.
Sally.
She's an English chartered accountant, poor. She was raised in a caravan.
How old is she?
She's
26.
50. Oh, no. She's 20 years my junior.
Nice.
Does she live in the castle with you? Which, by
Oh,
the
what
way,
do you think? What did you
he
think
got
my wife
he
lives?
got a castle. I mean, do you just stick her in there? Or does she do things outside the castle?
No, she's the real boss of the castle. She's the real boss.
Is that how's
you
that
you live in this shit?
I emailed you. Okay, yeah.
how's that work with the wife?
That's
you,
a class right
You said
there.
she's the boss.
Yeah, she's the boss. She's the boss.
How does that work? Because you're
Because she runs the staff. We have butlers and servants and shit.
is she your boss?
Huh?
She your boss?
Yeah.
Like, can she calm you down? Like, who's capable of doing that?
The reason why I have artificial knees is because all the time she's kicked me under the table.
Oh,
Do you have artificial balls?
No, I have big balls, but my knees artificial. They call me the bionic man for all the steel that's in me.
You're the bionic $1 trillion man.
Yeah,
What's the biggest tip you've ever left?
$5,000. And I used to park cars on Ventura Boulevard. There used to be a restaurant near the corner of Louise and Ventura.
Coral Tree Cafe.
No, the name of it was called the Ram's Horn. It was owned by one of the ex-quarterbacks of the Rams. And I'd get between a nickel and $1 was a big spender. This was in 1961-ish. And but I once got a $20 tip because he was drunk and he gave it to me. He drove back to the fucking thing because he noticed when he got home that he was short of $20. And I said that you gave me $20. I already spent it.
Smart.
Which wasn't quite true, but it was enough to get rid of him.
I bet that man stopped drinking because of that. I bet.
I wish he got a chance to meet Spencer. So we actually had a snowflake on the show. Well, or at least
He'd be sitting right here.
Literally, you could have. He's
oh.
not really a snowflake, but people thought he was a little. But anyways, he moved to Hawaii to
For
just
spiritual reasons.
Yes. How did you know?
Because that's what people do there.
He saw a UFO.
He saw a UFO.
He said.
He said
I have a video.
Oh, I've seen a ghost, so.
a goat.
Ghost.
Oh, sorry.
Have you really seen a ghost?
Yep.
Where?
The castle's got 11, 12 ghosts.
That castle?
Yep. It's
You're
common.
not scared of that?
No.
Why not?
What are they going to do to me?
That's what I've been saying. I just got a ranch. It's apparently haunted. I'm like, yo, how many people you know who have died via ghost? Like they don't do anything. Maybe they just like post up and say what's good.
You ever had a wet dream?
Yeah.
You know, people think that that's actually a ghost comes and jerks you off. Did you know that?
Oh, that's kind of dope.
Well, I probably should have had more wet dreams then.
12 ghosts just jerking him off at once. He's having a supernatural gangbang in his castle with Sally next to him. Hey, anyways, here and we're back. What's your most guilty pleasure purchase? Like, have you ever bought a jet?
Yeah. I used to have 3.
Well, seems like a lot.
But you got to buy a jet that you stand up like a man in. Not these squatty little fuckers, they're like a midget jet.
Those are the ones we fly on.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, the small ones, yeah.
You got to duck your
But
head.
what is there a purchase you've made where you're like extremely proud of, or you like what it means to you? Perhaps the paddock in your pocket there.
Almost all my jewelry my wife has given me, so I don't buy stuff like this. This $25,000 suit.
What does it say on it, by the way?
It says $1 trillion man.
Oh, it's
Nice,
custom.
nice.
It's custom.
Okay.
Yeah.
She dresses me.
I
My
need a
butler
Sally
lays
in my
out the
life,
clothes
dude.
in the morning, so I'd have to think about it. So but she,
Is she here in LA?
oh yeah, she's at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel.
Oh, amazing.
Waiting. She could show up with cops anytime now because you were going to say, you told me
Oh,
you were going to talk to
shit.
these kids. And I told them, don't be surprised if the schedule's not fucked up because they're just kids.
Yeah. Can you turn a hoe into a housewife?
No,
Fucking A.
Yeah,
just have her a mistress.
Oh, just have
And,
us-
and I'm not condoning this, but almost all famous guys have 1 or 2 or 3 on the side.
Yeah.
the side chicks we call them.
But
Side chick?
you don't, though.
No, I don't.
Just Sally.
I'm 74.
Yeah.
You could probably score a few side
Oh,
chicks.
I-
I bet
oh,
you
there's
go
no
walk
doubt
around
I
out
could.
here.
There's no,
Go get a
especially
table
with
at Oak. Go get
especially
two
with
tables at Oak.
1,800 on the testosterone.
You never thought about just when you wake up, just pole vaulting in some new pussy?
No. If I thought of it, then I look over and see my blonde wife next to me and I forget it.
That's beautiful.
Must be nice, dude.
That's beautiful. Yeah, you're lucky.
I have a proclivity for blonde hair and big tits.
Same.
I have one of those things.
Yeah.
Well, in that picture that they posted of you on Twitter, you had big tits.
Yeah, dude. I've been breastfeeding myself.
able to pull
Check this
that?
out. I'm gonna pull up a picture. You tell me if you're into something like this. Now, this might catch you off guard, but also I think it's important that you see this. So check this out. Here's me breastfeeding myself, my baby self. You into like that type of thing or not so much?
No. That doesn't do it for me.
Just all right.
And if it does it for you, there's something wrong with you. In addition to the things that I've already mentioned.
You don't even know, dude. The list goes on and on. I have a question. If 0 is a snowflake and 100 is like you, where on the scale should the ideal person lie?
There's no ideal. 98% of the people that are high performers in the world are not alpha male. They're introverts. It's tough to be something you're not with all the training that somebody like I can do for you. But we've got kids. I met with a kid for a coffee yesterday. He just graduated from the University of Washington as an aeronautical engineer. He's closing his first deal today in San Diego. And he just came by and I spent an hour with him, just reminded him of a couple of things at the close because deals change at the close.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Banks change the numbers at the close.
Why you meet with this kid?
Because he's one of my mentees.
Okay, so he was in your program.
Yeah, he went to the program
okay.
4 or 5 months ago.
You say things change at the close.
Right at the close.
And that's
you
why-
have a term sheet. The bank tells you they will loan you this much money at these terms based on this.
But
right?
but you can show up and that's when you show up and strangle them.
Yeah,
And then-
yeah. Strangle them. It's tough. And my mentees don't want me to strangle them because they're so desperate to get the deal done, they will agree to anything.
Oh, that sucks.
Okay? And you have to be able to walk away. The walk away close is the best close in sales. Walk away meaning, fuck you, I'm leaving. Or don't let the door hit you in your fat ass on the way out, asshole.
Do you have to cuss at them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cussing is part of it.
You have to-
By the way, Elon Musk's favorite word is fuck.
Same with Dana White.
It's my favorite fucking word, too. I say it
And
all
who?
the time.
And Tony Robbins. It's a sick word. You know why? It can mean so many things. It can be indicative of so many different emotions.
No,
Words
but
can't do
the
that.
reason that swearing works is because it means you're serious. People that swear are serious because they realize all the negativity that it may connote.
I'm looking
And
at
they
why
say it
fuck is the best
anyways.
word in the English language.
It's not the best word.
It can be an action verb, a passive verb, an adverb, a noun. It can be used as an interjection, a conjunction. There are few words with the versatility of the word fuck, aside from its sexual condition. Like it's just incredible. How the fuck are you?
Greeting.
I got fucked by the car dealer. Oh, fuck it. I guess I'm fucked now.
Trouble,
Fuck you.
yeah.
Fuck me. What the fuck? Fucking shit, man. The fuck are we? Unfucking believable. This is such a great
It's an
word.
incredible word. It's
Yeah,
an
not.
incredible word.
Anyways, we're back.
Why do you like being rich? Why did you want to get rich? What does it do for
Or
you?
did you even just want to? Or did you just fall into it?
Are you accidentally rich?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd marry it. If I had a do-over guy, I'd just find a bimbo with big tits and blonde hair, a billionaire, and I'd marry her. I wouldn't
That's-
go through all the shit that I went through.
That seems ideal.
Yeah.
That seems,
Big blonde
In the
billionaire.
60s and 70s, when you went to Harvard Business School, which I didn't go to, but, or you went to any of the big schools and you were starting your MBA, you said the opening line by the dean of the school would say, "There's 3 ways to get to be rich as a Harvard MBA. For you girls, marry it. For the guys, cheat it and or earn it." And you used to be able to talk to girls like that. I'm not saying that was right, but some of the girls would get all prissy and they walk out and decide to go to med school.
I mean, yeah, that's like pretty offensive.
Yeah,
to
well, I
women.
mean, most of the old guys are offensive, but they're trying to rewrite their legacy. I mean, Warren is hard as nails. All these guys are hard as fucking nails, but they want their legacy to be that they were good people. Now, I'm not saying that they haven't done good with their money, but that's not their personality. Believe me. You don't get to be one of those guys, the iconic guys currently, or the icons of the last 100, 150 years, by being genteel. Sensitivity equals poverty.
Sensitivity equals poverty.
Correct.
You think every titan of industry over the past, call it 100 years in some way cheated, stole?
No. I'm not saying that they did anything illegal.
Right.
But they did a handshake deal that wasn't necessarily
Of
the
course.
deal that they thought it was,
Yeah.
or the deal that you thought it was. They're hard. Going back from Henry Ford the First, Rockefeller, Andrew Carnegie, who my program is modeled after, who's from Scotland, about 45 miles down the road. J.P. Morgan, all those guys were hard as fucking nails. So why do the snowflakes think that they're going to change the world being a wuss?
I don't know if they care so much or are trying to change the world.
Well, they all talk about changing the world.
Yeah, but it's a
As
story.
a collective,
it's
as a
story.
collective,
But
as
it's
a
not even.
collective.
It's not even that. I don't even know that they want to. It's just a cool story to tell. You know what I'm saying?
I totally get what he's saying. I'm just saying there's definitely some industries where like sensitivity doesn't equal poverty. Like Hollywood, for example, especially with actors and artists.
Well, no. I disagree. I've been at the producer, MGM,
They're more
Paramount.
ruthless
I mean,
than
they are
anyone.
ruthless.
No,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
not talking about the
You mean the
talent,
artist.
the artist. Yeah.
But they
Piss on 'em.
ain't exactly changing anything.
25,000 people come to Hollywood every year. One makes it. One. And they're waiting tables up across the street from the Beverly Wilshire. One. Little girl from Kansas comes to be a star. And one. I mean, it's been like that for 100 years.
Yeah, I know.
But also to counter your point, that one that made it, she might have fucked somebody else over to get that job.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think the artists here,
I mean,
the actors, or anybody
or
are any less ruthless than the Titans. I think.
not-
Give me. Oh no. I'm just.
Why
talking about-
why would a girl, and I'm not saying they should do this, why would a girl go on the casting couch?
Hold on, we're not
Just
talking
to
about,
make a fucking movie.
I'm not
Why?
talking about porn. I'm talking
Not
about
porn, I'm talking about regular movies.
Okay, talking about
I
like
mean,
feature films, episodic TV.
Why?
What's a good
Because they want the part in the movie,
Yeah.
the beginning of their stardom, more than their values, their virtues, their morality. That's why.
What is a cat? I mean, you're saying casting couch, but just that doesn't exist
director-
anymore.
no,
it's
it still exists.
against a
You know, they still
Single
exist. To
colored
get your
wall.
first part in a movie, the directors and producers say, I'll put you in my next movie. And most of the casting couch B-roll never get into the movie. They just give them that bullshit to get laid.
What's that Lana Del Rey song? Fuck My Way to the Top. I mean, it still exists very much. What's a good example of a massive change or a titan of industry that hasn't used some level of brute force or manipulation?
Yeah, tell me one.
I'm just curious.
I don't know. I don't know any.
That's enacted.
Walt Disney was a hard ass.
Oh my God!
I can
it's
only
Wasn't he
think
horrible.
I can only think of artists.
You
But I
mean,
mean, are
artists, painters, or
No.
pictures, or
Actors, musicians.
guitar,
but
bass
I guess
player?
the question is: are any of them like which one of them has truly enacted great change in the way titans of industry have? You know what I'm saying?
No. I'm talking about I'm going strictly off the logic of sensitivity equals poverty. That's it.
Oh,
and maybe
okay.
and maybe by the way, in general, maybe I'll bend a little for that.
Also, two different levels of poverty. Because poverty to him might mean 100 million in your bank. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
poverty to me
You know
is
what
when they
I'm
were
saying?
going to repossess my house. In 1981, they used to put foreclosure notices in red envelopes, the banks, red envelopes, so that you wouldn't miss it. I remember my, who's now 39 years old, 3 or 4 years old, Danny walking into my little office with a little red envelope. Give me that. Did your mother see it? Shh. It's a Christmas card. It comes late. We'll talk about it later.
Oh, shit.
Because I had missed 3 payments on the big house, and they were going to take the house away from me. So I know what that feels like. You know, I got to make something fucking happen, and I did.
Does that struggle in your life? I think everybody goes through some level of struggle, but does that intense struggle where you're facing homelessness or where you're facing bankruptcy or whatever, do you think that builds character?
Oh, 100%. It either breaks you or makes you.
Mm-hmm. Would you change anything?
No. I changed my son getting that red envelope. I would have not liked that to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and then I lied to him by saying that's Christmas card late.
So you think the struggle that all the people watching the show are going through in their lives right now, you think that it's actually an opportunity?
Most of them that are struggling with their life in general, I can't comment on. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we are the average of the 5 people we hang with. And now look at you.
Here we come. Full circle.
I mean,
just said that on the
you're
last
fucked.
podcast.
Okay. And self-esteem is built the first 7 or 8 years of life. Okay. Who are you around the first 7 or 8 years of life?
Your parents.
Mom, dad, sisters,
Yeah,
brothers.
mostly mom, older brother, sister, maybe your dad if he's not traveling, etc. And what do they know about building self-esteem? Nothing.
You think little babies should hang out with billionaires more?
No, I think little babies should be spare the rod, spoil the child.
Little babies?
No.
Oh.
Okay. When a baby is 6 months to 3 years, unless they shit their pants, they're happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if they're hungry, maybe.
Yeah, but normally they're happy. And then at 7, 8 years old, they're still happy. And then the life has now, they have friends, most of which are worthless. Okay. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Now just think about that, kids in this room. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future.
When you say worthless, like what do you mean?
No, I don't mean monetarily.
Just
They
personally.
they have not brought anything significant to the world.
Well, they're 8 years old, Dan.
No, but I mean,
Well, what the fuck? I mean,
but the self-esteem is built for 7 or 8 years.
I mean,
The reason why you are the way you are, you already said you got off because you had good lawyers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Facts.
So you had a few bucks to get the good lawyers.
Well, I got it through not so great of means, but yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't given it by anyone. I just got it through an illegal.
But what if you
activity.
didn't have that extra money and you had gone to jail?
I might even be I don't know. Maybe I'd
Having been incarcerated 5 times myself,
Yeah.
I'm talking, I'm preaching from the pulpit.
Yeah.
Two of the saddest days of my life were the 2 days our sons, God, I can't say, I'm going to cry about it, went to the same fucking jail that I had been arrested in, county jail down here, downtown, in the same cell block I was in. And it broke my fucking heart. But they saw kids don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see their parents do. And all our kids know that I was a hell-raising, wild motherfucker. So our sons were hell-raising, wild motherfuckers. But when they went to the same jail I went to, fuck, I was sad. It's maybe the only sad day of my life. And they both turned out well. They both turned out well because they saw me turn out well.
What did they
But
do?
not everybody turns out well.
No. Most people in jail, it's a shitty place to be when that cell door closes. I still remember the first time I got thrown in jail. A big, huge guy, about 300 pounds, just like in the movies. And by the way, you go to jail, the first thing you do is you get something, a fork, a stick, a pencil, and you stab the guy right in the cheek. The biggest guy in your
That's
cell.
what my dad says.
Okay,
My dad
I mean,
says the
right
same
there.
shit.
And then you do a toe dance on his head as he goes down to the ground, then you bite his fucking nose off. And then nobody will fuck with you. Nobody will fuck with you. But 2 of our children, we have one son that's disabled, but our youngest son and our daughter are both went to great schools, have multiple degrees, and they're in the corporate world. They're way ahead of the curve in the corporate world, but they're both leaving to do an entrepreneurial thing. As our daughter would tell us, I'm never going to be president here. She's 33. I'm never going to be president. Then they'll make a woman president here in about 300 years. I don't think she's much off either. There's certain companies that just, gals aren't going to be president. Not that they don't deserve to be president, not that they're not overqualified and all that, but it's just not going to happen.
Sorry. I was thinking about you stabbing the guy still. Are you saying that?
I was thinking about when he was about to get emotional and he went and spit on his own emotion and just sucked it up and continued talking.
Yeah. And I cry in John Wayne movies.
What about John Wick?
No, I didn't know. I like the Wick movies, but I didn't cry over that. John Wayne, who I had the privilege of meeting one time, John Wayne.
I'm trying to just like.
I want a John Wayne or a young John Wayne or a young Clint Eastwood to play me in a movie.
Are you trying to leave a legacy?
Well, that's why I do podcasts. That's why I have all my material free online because I'm not handing the baton off to anybody when I'm done doing this.
Are you leaving a legacy or path of destruction, would you say?
Well, for some people, that's right on point. Some of the people, it will be a path of destruction because emotionally they can't stand up.
You a Johnny Cash fan?
Yes.
I could totally see that.
Yeah.
Wait, why is that important to you?
Because to be known as the greatest of all time.
Yeah, but why? Who cares?
Well, I care. I'm
Why?
doing it for me. Most people that are watching this podcast, most people in this room, we're going to give you one word to increase your balance sheet emotionally, be more selfish. One word. Because what are you taught when you're a little kid? Johnny doesn't have toys, so let Johnny play with your toys, right? Fuck Johnny. His parents should have got the fucking toys. If he's got no fucking toys, piss on him.
And then bite his nose off.
No, well, I didn't know about biting nose off until I got a little older.
I will say, I've given that advice to people. I think a lot of people that I interact with maybe aren't selfish enough, and for that reason, they're not able to get their own shit done, and they're struggling and caught up in a spot in life that they don't
Well,
want
if
to
they
be in
can't
'cause
get their own
aren't
shit
thinking
done,
about
how are they going to
themselves.
get your shit done?
Yeah, precisely.
And by the way, leadership is me getting you to do what I want you to do when I want you to do it, not when you fucking decide to do it.
I've spent this whole episode trying to get a take or an opinion on your style, and I appreciate it because it's refreshing. I also hate it at the same time because it's aggressive. It's very fuck you, me style. And the one thing I think you're missing, or maybe that you're not missing, but that people that try to adopt your style will be missing, is something we call finesse. I don't know that you have a lot of finesse.
No, I have a lot of finesse.
And the reason I say it is because
I can get people to do whatever the fuck I want when I want it.
I think in making deals, but I don't know about from a team building standpoint. Like I would not want to work for you.
Okay, well, you wouldn't get the opportunity. So
I'm just saying, just because I like it, it's refreshing, but it sounds it sounds like hell. Dude.
No,
like,
it is.
But life doesn't. Let's be honest. Life does.
No, that's bullshit. That's the snowflake in you.
No. Meet me halfway. I'm definitely not a snowflake. I've been through it just like you.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm shit out on the other side, and I'm fucking here. But I think you are at the extreme.
Yeah.
That's why I put him at 100.
Yeah, you're at 100.
You're at 100.
And I'm not saying
I'm 120.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm definitely not advocating it, but I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it either. I'm just trying to wrap my brain around it. Maybe I'm not able to. Maybe you're.
Yeah,
maybe
not
you're,
everybody can do.
Yeah.
I predicted or guesstimated that 750,000 people out of the 7.5 billion on the planet, or 0.000001, can do what I do.
Yeah.
Only 750,000. That's it. Not 800,000, not a million. Because the emotional sacrifices I've had to make, and the kids make, the teenage multimillionaires and shit, are so overwhelmingly crushing to most people. But see, I was raised, I didn't know all people didn't have self-esteem. I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. My dad was an alpha male, like a Marvel war hero, okay? And all his guys that he hung with were the same. And then when I got out in the real world and in the military, I saw other alpha males. But when I got in the real world, I realized what an advantage being aggressive alpha male was.
Yeah.
I connected the dots almost immediately.
I get all that too, but I also try to live in a world where that has a little bit more disguise involved, because the one thing that is horrible to watch is when an alpha male runs into the alpha male. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, there's a lot of people out there right now, you bite their nose off, they pull the 45, they blow your brains out on your kids, and then they shoot your kids too. And so, like, I mean, there's a lot of alpha males that are alpha male / psychopaths.
You can be an introvert psychopath and do exactly what you just said. That doesn't mean you're an alpha male.
Right.
The gangbangers, there's maybe 1 or 2 alpha males in the gang.
Yeah.
All the rest are followers.
Yeah.
All the rest are followers.
So you don't see any way to where we take it down 10%, 20% and get people to work. I mean, listen, like I said, maybe that disguise I talk about.
I have resumes that I could. This is a Trump exaggeration. I have resumes I get monthly. I could stretch from here to the fucking airport wanting to come to work for me for free.
Same, by the way.
Meatheads like you.
Yeah, we get the resumes too. Yeah.
Okay. And unless I met you and coached you myself personally, not one of my mentees, you're not coming to work with me.
Have you ever been through a traumatic experience in your adult life?
Yeah, well, almost going bankrupt was fairly traumatic. I've lost almost $400 million in a few weeks of my own money.
Anything not fiscally?
No. I've been beaten up, thrown in jail. No.
I just wonder, because like I really did used to have like that head down, like literally like fuck the world, I'm gonna take over mentality, and then I shot myself in the foot. And
literally with a gun?
basically. But it affected me, and it changed the way I thought, and I really like how I'm moving now. And I'm just wondering if something went horribly wrong in your life, if your mentality would be the same.
The most horrible thing in my life, in August the 6th of 1991, Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait. You guys don't remember. The Kuwait were my biggest investor. I was the fair-haired boy of the Kuwaiti sovereign fund. Our share price, I ran a big public company, our share price dropped 85%. 85%. I saw billions evaporate. I was the biggest shareholder.
I'm not talking about fiscally.
No, but and that was. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's pretty.
That was traumatic to me, and and people thought that Kuwait was going to lose the war, but then America and its allies came and saved it. Then they thought that the Kuwaiti government didn't have enough money to rebuild Kuwait. Now I knew that they did have enough money, and but my whole world changed. My whole world changed. Just like right now, you may hate Trump or love Trump. He has changed the financial world for fucking ever.
Yep.
Ever. It will never return. And that's what the Democrats are really afraid of.
Yeah.
It will never return to like it used to be. I thought the 80s, which I partook in, was like taking candy from a baby legitimately. It's easier now than it was in the 80s. I didn't think I'd live long enough to see that again. The greatest transformation of wealth in the history of the motherfucking planet is taking place, and 0.1% of the planet is participating. You don't have to be rich to be taking advantage of this. They're giving away money at banks. Interest rates are at a 5,000-year low. Monkeys, chimpanzees, giraffes are getting money at banks. But they're not asking.
Yeah.
If you don't ask, you don't get.
I just don't know that people know what to do with the
Well,
money.
well, I've been around 26 and a half years.
That's it.
I mean, dealing with meatheads.
You look
26 and a half
holy
years. And all my stuff, I mean, it's there.
I want to cap one last thing is I heard you say the world is fucked before.
It is.
And having listened to you, I think the world that you remember is fucked. I think your thinking style in its alpha intensity is slightly outdated. I think that
that's what the kids say.
No. I'm not saying I want this either.
Mike's also not a kid.
I'm not.
He's
35 years old, and I
for me,
also
he's a kid.
right.
Withering,
but I unfortunately,
dilapidated.
but unfortunately, I think that the way you run business in life in general is about to evaporate, as you know. And I think your way of thinking is fucked. I think whether you like it or not, the sensitivity is coming. People helping each other is coming to an extent. And so I think 100% intensity is fucked. But I think, we could probably still get back to 60. But unfortunately, the take Johnny's toys and piss on him while he's playing is done. Like, I'm sorry, it's over. Like, that just way of thinking is wrapped
that's
up.
Fine. That makes it better for me and my devotees.
Right.
I mean, I've got about 2 million of you meatheads out there that are multimillionaires.
Right.
And they're taking the money from the meatheads, like taking candy from a baby, shooting fish in a barrel.
I mean, and just to fill you in, your meatheads, just so you know, made a itsy bitsy percentage, most of them of what he made in the past 3 years. Just to let you know. So we played this show, but I mean, he's done quite a bit of fucking revenue. I would bet that he's made more than 90% of your meatheads.
I would disagree.
Well, let's compare numbers. I'm pretty privy to the financials,
Okay.
but we won't do it here. But anyways,
Yo, my dick is about this big. Not as big as the pole vault guy over here.
But that said, like I said, refreshing. My grandfather fought in Okinawa. He was very much with
Thank
that
him for
same
his service.
mentality.
He's gone now, but
he's dead. But he very similar mentality. And by the way, refreshing. Think it's been very effective for you. Also can see how it can be dangerous. And I also see it being difficult for a lot of people in this current bubble that we live in of sensitivity to adopt this and be successful. I think if at 20 years old, or 22-year-old stockbrokers out there that are walking out like, fuck you, pay me shit. There's so many corporate laws nowadays. There's so many watchdog groups that make sure that kind of activity
we're not
doesn't
doing anything
exist.
illegal.
Right.
We're taking advantage of the chink in the armor.
Yep.
That's all we do.
I love it. I love that.
You know, and the kids, like the 22-year-old aeronautical engineer from yesterday afternoon, that's closing his first deal. I think it's $3.75 million, doesn't know anything.
He's a chimpanzee.
No, but he's a Chinese chimpanzee, Chinese kid, and we've got kids that literally don't know anything, but they pull the trigger. And what the current generation does not do, will not do, and in my judgment, cannot do, is pull the fucking trigger. Make a fucking decision, you cunt.
Well said, Dan Peña.
I think a lot of people watch us and they'll come find you. I think there's a good chunk of our audience that will find this refreshing and also will pull the trigger. We've got a bunch of people watching. So amazing, bro.
Yo, thanks for coming on Impulsive.
Well, thank you very much. I enjoyed it to as much as I can enjoy shit. I enjoyed it, and
we'll have just invoice us. We'll have your check right.
It's still amazing to me that people make money doing this, but
an emphasis on people, not us. We no sponsor this episode. Brad, do we have
I don't think we could
Nope,
run a
no
sponsor on this
sponsor.
episode.
No
Unless it's like a
monetization. No
tourniquet.
monetization on the vlog
I
channel.
get asked to sponsor a lot of podcasts. They say they must think I'm stupid or something. I don't know. Yeah, well, I know. That's what everybody thinks.
We'll be happy to take your money. Where can they find you on social media? Do you know? I'm sure.
We could probably help. We
Dan
can help
Peña,
you.
yeah, I don't know. Dan Peña dot something. I don't know.
Dan Peña Instagram. It's this is interesting. It's actually Dan's Peña.
Dan S. Peña is your middle name Stuart?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
What
not.
is it?
Dan's
No, it's not.
Peña.
No, it's Steven.
Oh my God, if I got that right, God dang.
All right, cool. This is his Instagram if you guys want to hit him up. And yeah, I think that's it. Yo, if you guys listen to this episode, hit that subscribe button. We love you. We will see you next time.
Go hug Johnny and share your toys.
Take it easy.
But not too much.
Peace.